wonderful here in the tropics because the challenge is to design houses that are appropriate for this sort of climate. And one guy who is doing exactly that is an architect by the name of Carey Smoot. Carey, who did you build this for?
Well, this building was commissioned by Paul Mitchell, who was a Scotsman who loved Hawaii and was a hairdresser. And he had recently come up with a shampoo that was based on avapui ginger. And that ginger shampoo, marketed as a Hawaiian product, became a rage all over the planet. And Paul was a wonderful guy. And he loved Hawaii, so he wanted to do something Hawaiian. He felt that he wanted to express a building that would help other people see that you could do something different. We start here with some very wonderful vistas. We have a wonderful flora and fauna here. We also have a trade wind that blows 92% of the time. And with that trade wind, of course, we can cool our buildings. We don't need air conditioning. Why come to a beautiful place and stay inside? And so a lot of the buildings that I'm trying to do kind of makes that inside and outside disappear.
But Carey, there's a problem.
Yes.
The top of the building here, that thing running right through, it's bent. It's crooked.
I know. And that, of course, was on purpose. And that's out of concrete, by the way. And that was poured in place in the air.
Good.
And that, of course, is to give me that kind of gentle motion.
Right. Can I just do the trivia, just trivia for everyone at home. Look at this, you've got all these doors that open up, 1, 2, 3, 4 doors, and all of them open back into the middle of the wall.
Into a pocket, exactly.
How good's that?
That's to let that breeze in.
Yeah.
The staircase is made of monkey pod. And what I wanted to do here was to reproduce the Hawaiian drum sounds.
Oh, that's wonderful. So you actually play drums as you come up the stairs. Love it.
So sometimes architecture can go beyond just the function and have a little fun with it and create some music.
And this is the bedroom through here?
This is the master suite.
Yep.
With a view to the islands.
Oh, isn't the view excellent?
When you lay in this bed, the moon and the sun both come up right between those islands, by the way.
That is fabulous. And you can look down to the general living area below. That's fabulous.
That's
Kids,
right.
go to bed.
That's right. That's right.
So that's the sort of, whatever it is, the main thing. What's the next bit along?
The boathouse.
Okay. The boat, and that goes straight down
Boathouse
there.
with the boat ramp.
Yeah.
And this was so we could get all the beach toys down to the beach.
While we're walking by too, that's your native hibiscus, isn't it?
Yes, and it is indigenous to Hawaii.
Yeah.
And I wanted to save this.
Yeah.
And so we had to cut it back and give it some vitamins and save it.
What a stunning piece of water. This is crystal clear, clean sands.
We have absolutely no pollution in Hawaii because of the trade winds and because we're 3,000 miles from any other body of land. It's one of the only places in the world that happens.
Yeah. Oh, and there's all the people over there on that beach on the island on the left.
Right. Yeah, they're just out there just for the day. Here we have the bathhouse, which was done in a little bit of Japanese influence.
Okay. Well, I can imagine you'd have a few wild parties in here.
This was what it was designed for. And this is an ofuro tub. It doesn't have the Hollywood jets or the bubbles. It
So
just
it's not
is
a true jacuzzi. Oh, well, it's a semi-jacuzzi.
Yeah, it's just for soaking.
Okay.
And then we have a sauna and a shower.
And what a great area. Because this is the mistake that Australians have made. What you need is big roofed areas off the house. to be able to enjoy outdoor living, whether it's a pool or whatever. They'll build a little pergola thing or something which lets the sun through, lets the rain through, never works. A decent, God-fearing roof, and you've got something you can use.
Right, I agree with you.
Yeah.
I really do.
Yeah, that is just...
And it's very rare in Australia or America to find this kind of building. And yet it's the most practical solution.
Instead of building the normal gazebo or whatever, they can build a smaller version of this, cheaper version in their own gardens, have a few services, maybe a fridge, maybe a bit of a shower area or whatever, and it just makes it so much more practical.
It does, and it doesn't have to be big.
It doesn't have to cost the earth either.
It doesn't, exactly. In fact, we're now pre-cutting buildings like this in Indonesia, dismantling and taking them to Australia or America.
What a great idea.
Putting them up. This is one of the nicest beaches on Oahu. And I think, this guy could have afforded to live any place on the planet, but he chose this beach.
I'm not surprised.
This is still owned by the Paul Mitchell Trust. And this particular property is now only leased short-term rental to primarily celebrities, film stars, and some people from Asia, mostly people from the mainland U.S.
So if I'm David Bowie or whoever, what's it going to cost me?
It's about $3,000 a day.
$3,000 a day. How much would they pay me to work here? Well, one of the things that Hawaii boasts is amongst the world's best collections of frangipanis. And that's what we're going to look at when we return.